Sagittarius, big welcome to you. This is your tarot reading for the month of May, coming from the mountains of Java. And by the time you hear this, it should be Eid. So I should be wishing you Eid Mubarak, or as we say in Indonesia, Selamat Hari Raya Idul Fitri. Now I hope you get something out of this reading. I really do. And Sagittarius, if you do, could you do me a favour and subscribe, hit the like button and make a comment? Because I really need a little bit of help on these YouTube algorithms. But having requested that, this is about you, Sagittarius. And genuinely, I hope you get a lot out of the reading. Now I'll be using probably 2 decks, but out of 3 decks. So the first deck is Tarot Nusantara, the second deck is the Steampunk deck, and the third deck is the Light Visions Tarot. Tarot Nusantara is actually a new one to me, which I love, whereas the Light Visions I've struggled with as a result of the rendering. Although I think I'll grow into it, I will keep using it and coming back to it. You can see on all of them I'm using quite a lot of salt, and that's to clear the energy and the spirits from them, something that I do fairly regularly with my tarot. And I also, you'll see a number of Jimat there that I use just to bring a good energy to the tarot and to my reading. And I call on the spirits of the mountain to assist me in shuffling the cards, in selecting the cards, and in interpreting them correctly for Sagittarius for May 2022. Sagittarius, I would say this doesn't look a bad reading. But if you look in the top right, that's the ending. And it's the Hanged Man. And that's you waiting around for something to happen. Maybe you've imposed it upon yourself. You feel you need to hang around, see the lie of the land. Or maybe somebody's imposed it on you, or something has imposed it on you. But whatever it is, it's not a card that I'd like to see as the outcome. None of the other cards really worry me. Okay. Look at that middle card, the Ace of Wands. Brave, fearless, fast, but does tend to rush into things. Maybe gets into situations that he shouldn't. And that's something that runs throughout this entire reading. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's why we've got the Hanged Man there. Recent past, the Ace of Swords. This is you either, it's a spark of inspiration. You either getting new information or you finding a new way of looking at things. So that was the recent past. So good card. We then have the Empress card in your current energy. Could be all sorts of things, this. It could even be a pregnancy, although I don't think it is. Enjoying luxury, enjoying the good things in life, but not from a selfish sort of angle. It's wanting to share that with everybody, with the universe. Feminine intuition, certainly a strong card. Of course, there's that spark of inspiration. Maybe the spark of inspiration is to being more in touch with your feminine side. Maybe. In the future, we have the Six of Wands. You scoring a victory and public recognition for it. Now that's interesting, isn't it? Spark of inspiration, become more feminine, scoring a victory. The card impacting on the outcome is the King of Coins. Somebody that's good with their money. I wonder if because you're good with your money, you feel now isn't the time to invest and you're just hanging around. That could be it. Whereas the card that would prevent it is the Page of Wands. And again, it's an action-based card, like the Knight of Wands. Wanting action, wanting to do something, seeking something. So maybe what would prevent you from being cautious over investments is you taking this much more action orientated approach. So maybe we shouldn't see the Hanged Man as a bad card, as if any card's bad. Anyway, let's look in greater detail at them all for you, Sagittarius. Sagittarius, yeah, the central card is this Knight of Wands, and this has an energy that runs through the entire reading. Now look at him, you can see the horse is moving very quickly. He's brave, isn't he? He's got that wand out, ready to bash somebody with it. He's fearless, isn't he? Nothing is fazing him. But has he thought about what he's doing? Maybe not. Maybe not. Maybe just rushing a little bit too quick without thinking. Now, as I say, this runs throughout the whole thing. And I can see how that's pretty interesting, because it's the interplay of this wanting to do things, wanting to rush, with a more conservative approach. So that's what this reading is about. That's what this reading is about. I don't think it's telling us which is the best way to be. Should you be action or should you be holding back? But it's the interplay of those two things. Now, in your recent past, if the Knight of Wands is maybe about not thinking, your recent past, we have the Ace of Swords, which is very much about you thinking. Maybe you having a spark of inspiration, seeing things differently, or maybe you getting some information to see things differently. You look at the card, there's something very divine about it, isn't there? The hand that's holding it, but behind that's the sort of swirling cloud things, like there's something divine about that. On top of it, on top of the sword, there's a crown, and from one side there's leaves, another side there's a feather. I don't know what they mean, but it feels divine, doesn't it? It feels like it's meant to be. Is this you getting information on something? I don't think it is. I think it's you seeking information. I think it's you seeking information. I think it's you being the opposite of this a rushing knight, but this was the past. Current energy is the Empress. Now, it could mean pregnancy. And when I say pregnancy, it doesn't have to be, the pregnancy with a child. It could be birth of a business, birth of an idea, birth of a new way of doing something. Remember, we had the Ace of Swords, which I said was new inspiration. I think the inspiration is for you to act with your feminine side more, which this Empress is all about. Finding her feminine side. She's somebody that loves luxury, but loves luxury for everybody. She wants everybody to be happy. Wants everybody to enjoy the good things in life. Yeah. Great intuition as well. Great intuition. I think that's it. Intuitive. Again, very different from the Knight of Wands. In touch with nature also. You look at her, she's sitting on the throne out in nature, isn't she? She looks powerful but mysterious, doesn't she, yeah? Yeah. Now, in the future, we have the Six of Wands. This is you scoring a victory, but it's a sort of a minor victory. So it's winning a battle rather than a war. I don't want to take anything from it, but I just want you to understand that it's not the end of whatever it is. But you nevertheless get public recognition for it. People see you. So you look at the card. Well, yeah, they've won a battle, haven't they? That wreath is they've taken that from the enemy, haven't they? So they're going in a procession with this trophy, so everybody can see that they've won. They've got this public recognition for what they've done. Again, I just think it's this interplay between action and holding back, action and thinking. Oh, of course, we have the Ace of Swords, which is sort of about using your brain, and the Empress more about using your intuition. So we've got an interplay of using your brain, using your intuition, rushing and holding back. How terribly fascinating. And what the hell is it all about? You know, I think it's about investments, money, wealth. Because now we have the King of Pentacles. Somebody that's good with money. Somebody that's wise with money. Somebody that understands the material world. Yeah. You look at him, he's very powerful, very strong, isn't he? Got a pentacle in his hand, so it's saying it's about money. Dressed very finely. Lovely throne with a carved bull in the back, because he's from Taraja, and the Taraja people sacrifice bulls during funerals and feasts. Very beautiful Taraja house in the background. I've never been to Taraja, but I believe it's very beautiful, and the scenery there looks very beautiful. Yeah. So this is about investing. Or this is, no, not investing, about you being wise with your money. Being wise with your money. Yeah. The card that would change the outcome is the Page of Wands. This is, you know, it's another wand. It's seeking action, wanting to do something, wanting something new. Maybe an innocence about it. Yeah. So if I'm right that this is about material things, investment, etc., this is you wanting to do something. Whereas I think the king is wiser, and he's sitting back and saying, maybe it's not the right time now. You look at the card, you know, off on a journey, isn't he? Off on a journey. Don't know what it's going to bring, but there's, you know, up for it. Wanting to go on this journey, wanting to do something. A mover and shaker, wanting something to happen. Yeah. No guarantee it'll work out, but, you know, action for the sake of action, maybe. Yeah. Because the outcome is the Hanged Man. This is hanging around, and I'm pretty certain it's you. What you're doing is you're saying, and if I'm right, it's about investing or money or something the material world. You're just saying, wow, things are very uncertain at the moment. If I use my head, then they look extremely uncertain. Let's just say it's about investing. The stock market now bears no relation whatsoever to the real economy, does it? Everything has become virtual. Commodities have become virtual. You look at the price of gold, the price of Bitcoin. They've all got logics of their own now, haven't they? None of it has got anything to do with the economy. And I think you're saying to yourself, this is crazy. And I need to hang on and try and work this out. Now remember, you are this Empress. So you can use your intuition. And maybe your intuition is saying, They're all rigged. They're all rigged. Which I think they are. And maybe you're trying to work out how they're rigged before you jump, before you act. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing. I think you're being cautious. Yeah. And yeah, why don't we get information on this Hanged Man? The first card of clarity, 9 of Wands, battered and bruised, reflecting on what's happened to you. But, you know, you can probably see an end. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. Maybe going out in search of money. Yes, I'm right. So this is about money and investing. And the final card is the 3 of Wands. This is you planning a course of action. So yes, you've imposed the hanging around on yourself because you're uncertain of things. Not a bad thing. Okay, let's look at each individually just to be sure. Yeah, this first card of clarity, the 9 of Wands, this is a card that's saying you've been through things. You may even have been betrayed. You've got bags and bags of experience, and you're just looking out of it. Maybe you're restricting yourself a bit, which is the Hanged Man, isn't it? Of course, hanging around. You're just being a bit cautious because you say, look, I've been here before, and the last time it didn't go well. So I don't want to jump into things, which is what of course, the Knight of Wands is all about. But by the same token, you know that when things are down, it's the time to invest. So you're not stupid. You're not stupid at all. No. You know that this is probably when you should be doing things, but you can't quite see how. You can't quite work out how you should be doing it at this moment in time. So you're just hanging on. And you look at him, well, yeah, he's got experience, isn't he? Got experience. He's maybe locked himself up in that control room, wanting a bit too much control. Yeah? That's a possibility, isn't it? Yeah. And now we have the Page of Pentacles, which is you. It could be even about manifesting money, but I don't think it is. I think it's you anxious to do something with money, anxious to do something about money. And, we've got the King of Pentacles. So that's you being wise with money. But by the same token, like the 9 of Wands, if you don't invest, you're not going to make money. So you've got to. But by the same token, you don't want it burning a hole in your pocket. You don't want to be taken for a ride again. If things are uncertain, then you've got to sit on your hands. But you do want to do something. You look at the card. Gosh, she's coming. She is, isn't she? She's coming out of that warm tent into the snow. Yeah. She's going out into the snow, and she knows she's got to put up with hardship. She knows things might be a struggle, but that's the only way that you're going to achieve something, isn't it? That's what it's about, yeah. Yeah, I can't say I like this card much. There's 2 things I don't like. One is she's in a sort of military uniform, and 2, there's snow on the ground. And my aversion to snow is just we never have snow in Indonesia. And I don't miss it one bit. You see, now we have the 3 of Wands. So this is you saying, okay, I've considered my options, but now I'm planning. So very much in keeping with this Hanged Man, you are hanging around, considering your options, but now you want to do something. Oh, and of course it all fits together with everything else, the Knight of Wands, the Page of Wands. It's all these tensions of you really wanting to do something, but knowing that you need to hold back. And this is you. I think you've reached your conclusion. You're going to do something. You look at the card. He's about to leap on one of those ships, isn't he? He's about to get on one of those ships and go off to overseas, go off somewhere in search of his fortune. Yeah. So it fits beautifully, doesn't it? We can summarise Sagittarius, can't we? Sagittarius, I'm pretty certain, only pretty, I'm not 100%, but I think this reading is about wealth, money, investments, material things. But that's sort of the background to it. What it's really about is the interplay of being cautious, wanting to think things through, along with a sort of a determination for action, wanting to do things, knowing that if you don't do anything, then nothing will happen. And also, I think to a certain degree, it's the interplay between, you could say left and right brain. I don't like calling it in those terms, but certainly between your brain and your heart. You know, one side is being rational and the other side is saying, follow your heart. So there's all these things going on, all I believe to do with money. And you're needing to balance these things out. And what's happening is you're hanging around before you make an investment. Let's say it's an investment. It might not be an investment, but let's say it's an investment. You're hanging around because you want to see the lie of the land. You're saying to yourself, let's say it's investments. I'm looking at the stock market, and the stock market is completely disassociated from the real economy now. It's got a mind of its own. It's got nothing. There's no point in looking at individual firms and the state of the economy, because, you know, the governments around the world have printed so much money that even manufacturing companies have now, well, all companies have become financial intermediaries, haven't they? So it's betting on financial intermediaries against financial intermediaries. You can't do it from a logical point of view, can you? But maybe you can do it from an emotional point of view. Maybe you can. Or maybe it's not stocks. Maybe you're thinking of gold or Bitcoin or land's one that sort of sticks out, doesn't it? Land and resources. But anyway, it's been going through your mind and you've been holding off doing something. But I think you've dipped your feet in the water, and, you know, or you do dip your feet in the water and you're having a little success. And you are now planning, right, let's make a move. What am I going to do? Let's make a move. Because you have been thinking, you have been planning. Now, there's nothing in this reading that says that what you're going to do is the right thing or the wrong thing. No. This reading is just the interplay of these different energies, these different tensions. So I can't tell you what is the right or wrong thing. All I can tell you is that, yeah, it's the interplay of wanting to act, wanting to think things through, and following your heart. And all of those are in it. All of those are in it. Well, I do hope you've enjoyed Tarot from Java as an addition to my channel, The Magic of Java. Please take a look at the other videos that I have on this channel about magic from Java, and I hope that you will become a subscriber. Now, if you want to hear your next tarot reading, hit the button, and that will inform you of when I publish new readings. I'm certainly going to do a reading for every month, but maybe I will try them a bit more frequently, say a mid-month reading, and maybe also some special readings. But above all, thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you. and enjoy Java.